Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. So today we're going to work on the Moonbeams earrings. And this earring goes with the Moonbeams necklace and the bracelet. So here it is. It's a 12 millimeter Rivoli and we've done the modified right angle weave bezel with it. So just a note, if you have the Eureka Crystal Beads Magic Forest collection and you have the 16 millimeter Rivoli in there, you can make this modified right angle weave bezel for the 16 millimeter. You're just going to use the beads that we used for the bezel on the necklace. So this bezel and this bezel are exactly the same thing. So if you want to put, let's say you wanted to put that bezel with your necklace, look how pretty that looks. So I think it's really great that it works for either one. So I'm going to link this. It's the previous video, but I'll link it in the description box below the video as well if you want to go back and use a Rivoli instead of the fancy stone, so you can do that. And also, there are two 12 millimeter Rivolis in that box and that collection as well. So, you know, you can make the earrings and you can make a pretty pendant and your necklace if you have that collection. All right, so I'm going to clear the decks and we'll get a materials list going. Okay, let's get a materials list going. So two 12 millimeter Rivolis, some 3 millimeter bicones, 11/0 seed beads, 15/0 seed beads, your post backs. I'm using a 6 millimeter, I believe this is. This is a flat one, but if you can get the cup, it's better. And make sure it doesn't have that half post sticking out of the middle of the cup. All right. I'll put a link to where well, you might be able to find them in the description box below the video. A stop bead, some E6000, size 10 beading needle, some 8-pound Fireline. Don't forget that all materials, colors, places where I purchase beads, you know, shops, anything is listed in the description box below the video. Anything I forgot, anything I think of after. I know, you know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos. So I'm going to clear this off and get started. All right, see you. Okay, let's get started. So thread your needle with about 30 inches of thread. Put on a stop bead and leave about a 10-inch or so tail. Just going to use that tail just to sew the back a little bit. So I put on my needle and drop down to my stop bead, 3 11/0s and 1 15/0. This is slightly different than the bezel on the necklace, but pretty much other than that 15/0, it's the same. All right, so I just want you to sew around all the beads. Like this. Just going to reinforce them. Like that. So now this is how I want your unit to be situated. You want that 15/0 at the top and the 3 11/0s at the bottom, you know, under it, and you want to be exiting this 11/0 right here. So that 15/0s, the 15/0s are always going to be at the top. Pick up a 3 millimeter bicone, 2 11/0s, and a 15/0. Exiting here, sew through this one. Going to pull your thread over past the bicone, so you're skipping the bicone, sewing up through this 11/0. And you see how that puts that little 15/0 at the top of each unit. So let's do that again. Bicone, 2 11/0s, and a 15/0. Exiting here, sew through this one. Pull your thread over, skipping the bicone, and sew through the next 11/0. I'll move my hand in a second. When I pull, here I'll straighten them out with my needle. See, I have 3 units on and 2 bicones, and all my 15/0s are at the top. Now all that's going to do, the 15/0s, is going to be the back. This side is the front, this is the back. It's just going to pull the back in a little bit tighter. So, and I think that worked out really well for this. I think you can do that with any bezel. You know, if it's, you know, just give it a try and see. You know, the original one we did 3 11/0s. So give this a try and get that, you know, get all your units and your bicones on until you have 10 bicones on. Okay? So, and then meet me back here and then we'll continue. Okay, so I have my 10 bicones on, and now I'm going to thread the needle that has the stop bead on it, so the tail thread, and I'm going to close the unit, and then we'll use the other thread to add some bicones. All right, so pull my beads out here a little bit. So we want to add another unit on here. And I'll see, let's see. Okay. So first, the first bead we're going to put on here is going to be a 15-0 because that's the interior bead. So pick up a 15-0. So I'm exiting this 11-0 here. See where I'm exiting right on this side? So you're just going to sew, and let me move these guys over, up through the one on the other side like this. So exiting here, sewing up through this one with a 15-0. And then I'm going to pick up an 11-0 and sew back through the bead I started with. So that's that center 11-0 there. Let's just see what that does. That just puts another unit on. Don't worry, we'll get those bicones on. So through the 15-0, just going to reinforce. So through this 11-0. Through this 11-0. Through this 11-0. So I'm just going around that unit, and then I'm just going to go over and move my thread over here, one, through that 15 over there. Okay. Now I'm going to pick up a 3mm bicone with my other thread and other needle. So, you know, the interior or the back is we're working with one thread, and then the front and the other side we're working with this thread. So here I'm going back to the other needle. I'm going to put a bicone on and go through the next 11-0, pick up another bicone, sew through the bicone and, the 11-0 and the bicone, just to add my 2 more bicones on the outside. Now I have 12, so get to that point and then meet me back here and we'll continue. We're back. So now I'm going to go back to my other needle and I'm going to fill in a 15-0 in between each 15-0. Now if you want to get fancy here and do some kind of pattern on the back, you certainly can, but I'm just going to take a 15-0, sewing through the next 15-0, 15-0, sewing through the next one, just doing that all the way around until I come to the end, and then I'm just going to reinforce that circle I just made, and then you don't have to tie your threads off yet, then we'll work on the front again. Okay, back. So here I've gone around the back, and I'm just going to leave that thread at the moment. So now here I'm back on the front. So I'm going to pick up 5 15-0s. I'm exiting the bicone. It doesn't matter which one, any bicone. Skip this one, sew through the next bicone. Do that again. Skip the next one, sew through this one. Okay, do that all the way around until about there, and then we'll continue. Coming down to the end, so I have my 5 15-0s on. I'm coming out of this bicone, going to skip this one, sew through the next bicone, and up through the first 3 beads of that group of 5. So I'm sewing through the first 3, coming out of the 3rd bead. That's going to set me up for putting some more beads on. So now I'm going to pick up a 15-0, a bicone, and a 15-0. I'm coming out of that bead number 3 from that group. I'm just going to sew just through bead number 3 in the next group. 15-0, bicone, 15-0. Do the same thing for the next group. So there are my 5 beads. Just going to sew right through bead number 3. Okay, I'm going to do that all the way around and then come on back and we'll continue. Okay, coming down to my last 15-0 bicone, 15-0. So I'm going to sew through the number 3 bead of the original 5 just to close off my front, just like that. So I've got my little bezel going. Let's put the stone in and give it a pull. Pull the back. Now I have to tighten this up. So you're just going to pull it like that. Looks great already, but now you want to tighten it up. So you want to go through all the beads, including the little center bead right there. So all 3 of these on each you know, all the way around. So sewing through this 15-0 bicone, 15-0, 15-0, that little 15-0 in the middle, 15-0 bicone, 15-0 bicone, 15-0, next 15-0. You get it all the way around until you tighten it up, and it feels good. And then what you want to do is you want to go around and make some half-hitch knots. I would sew through some of the side beads until I get to the beads around here, and I would make some half-hitch knots around, and then use my little thread burner, burn off the thread, and then come on back and we'll make an earring out of it. Back for a sec because I told you to tie that thread off, but I didn't tell you to tie this one off. So you want to just make sure you reinforce all these. I've already done it, so you're going to go around, and then you're going to do the same thing with this thread. You know, you'll sew up through the beads until you get to the top here. Sew through. You know, just sew through, make a half-hitch knot, sew through a couple more, make a half-hitch knot until it feels tight, burn your threads off, and there you have it. All right, so get that done and come on back and we'll make it into an ear back. So let's glue the post on. So here's my post. So I've taken a little E6000 because I really think that's the best glue for you know, making things super strong. Just putting enough on, not going crazy. Okay, I just wanted to take some of that off. So you see I only have a little bit on there because I don't want it to, you know, to glob all over the place. So then I'm just going to pick up my post. I'm just going to attach it right there. And you see how the flat post, I mean, it works. That's what it looks like from the side. It works. So, you know, you could try the flat if you can't find the cup. I think a cup is probably better. So I'm just going to leave that sitting in its tray for 24 hours or so. It takes a while to dry. So let's just take a look at everybody. So here are our earrings. Here's our little one in the tray. So cute. Don't forget to try the 16mm Rivoli that you got in your collection if you want to try it. I think it's really pretty. All right, so thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon.